Hey everybody, this is Greg with You're the Dad Gaming. Today I'm going to run through the magic skills and kind of show you what each different skill does and kind of explain which ones I like and you can kind of see for yourself what kind of effects they have and how you might want to build your magic build if you're going to work on a magic build. I've actually got my magic build loaded up. He's really powerful, level 60. I've got really great gear. So if you see these and you're like, man, my magic skills aren't doing near the damage yours is, don't worry. Just keep working on your magic build. You'll get there. So let's start, and we'll go to our skills tab, and we'll go to the magic. And you can see I've put at least 1 point in every skill under the magic tree possible. So you have heal. Heal is pretty obvious. It heals you, and you use it. You equip it in your hot bar. You can use right bumper on Xbox, but you select it, and then you'll hit the Y key to actually heal yourself. So pretty simple, and that's pretty much the way most skills work. You've got to put them in your hot bar and you've got to use them that way. So let's go back. So that gets heal out of the way. So we'll start up here a couple of these and we'll put them in our hot bar so that we have them. Fire creation, runic barrage, lightning bolt, resurrection, and freezing ray. And let's go ahead and do magic quiver too. We might just have to talk through magic quiver. Okay. So I'm just going to do this on some of these animals here. I'm on a pretty low level. I think it's a level 3 island. So this is what's it called? Wind Edge? Yeah, Wind Edge. So magic that releases blades of wind. So you can kind of see they kind of looks like little discs that go out. Yeah, so it does a pretty decent amount of damage. But like I said, this is a level 1 item. So not a lot of damage going to happen with that one. The next one is a water creation. So this literally just gives you a bucket of water when you cast it. Not the greatest. As you level it up, it gives you more buckets of water. But this will actually go along with freezing ray. So freezing ray to me is one of the most OP magic skills in the game. It not only, and if you've seen me do my magic build videos or just see me fight bosses, you'll see me use this skill a lot. It just basically casts out a ray of freezing that will just toast pretty much anything. And if you're fighting bosses or something that has more HP than these animals do, it will freeze them. And then once they're frozen, they take extra frost damage and will die even faster. So this freezing ray is good. The thing is, you need 2 buckets of water. So if you kind of use this as a combination, if you max this out, this gives you several buckets of water. You can generate your bucket of water and then use your freezing ray to consume that bucket of water. But freezing ray is really good. Highly recommend it. I think you could probably go pretty far early in the game as soon as you can get this spell. So definitely worth the trouble and worth getting the buckets of water. This is fire creation. Just gives you a campfire. Campfires are needed for another spell later called, I believe it's Hellblaze. So you may want to use that if you use that other spell. Runic Barrage is kind of like a magic missile. So it's very similar to Wind Edge. Kind of, you can see went through 2 there. So that's a pretty good spell. But like I said, it's tier 1. Lightning, I like this a lot. You'll see me use this a lot. This can cause some pretty massive damage if you get real close. It targets wherever your crosshairs are, so you can see how I kind of got above and targeted myself. Or you can target from a distance. It does some pretty good damage. I like that. This is Resurrection. This is good for multiplayer. You want to heal people. You can heal yourself or just heal your party members. Magic Quiver. It just helps if you have a bow. Let's see. Yeah, so you won't consume arrows for a certain amount of time. I don't have a bow on me, so that doesn't really do me a lot of good. So we're going to try now. We're going to move on to Cyclone. And let's see, Arch Heal. It's another healing spell. Lightning Ball. Magic Shield. Rune Stream is passive. So these two are passive. So you always get them. So I'll just kind of talk through passive skills. You don't actually have to, execute these skills. They just are automatically going at all times. So the Rune Stream is really good for your magic builds because if you cast and don't take damage, then you get basically one buff. And then you do it again, you get a second, you get it up to a max of 6 times, I believe. And as you can see, the max damage goes up and up and up as you level this up. So it really increases the damage that you can do with magic spells. So this is really good to do if you don't take damage. This is another one that if you kind of do a mix of melee and magic, you can get some, better buffs and damage whenever you use melee attacks in between magic attacks. Mana Siphon is another good one to buff your mana damage. This is a good one to increase damage. So let's equip Hellblaze 2. That's the one I was talking about where it consumes a campfire. Time Lock. So this can be good, but I've had a lot of trouble using this on bosses. It essentially just stops a boss so that you can do more damage, or any enemy really. A Life Siphon also can increase your magic attack. You can basically consume life instead of mana. That's another good one to have if you're really wanting to maximize your magic damage. Protection buffs your defense. Wisdom, this really reduces your mana consumption rate, so this is a good one to have too on a magic build. If you're casting a lot, you don't have a lot of mana, you may want to invest some points in this. Fast Cast, same way. Reduces the cooldown of your skills as you attack with melee. So that's good. And Meteor, Summon Meteor, this is one of my favorite spells in the game. And I will show you why, and I'll talk a little bit more. So let's start with Cyclone. This is basically what the Griffin uses. So you just kind of throw that. It's kind of the Griffin uses it. I believe Crimson Dragon uses it. Pretty good attack. Not generally that good. Arch Heal is good for, if you've got multiple multiplayer. Definitely want to get Arch Heal so you can heal, if you want to be a healer in your group. Lightning Ball. This is one of my favorites too. I love this because it's an area effect attack. Let me get a couple of these guys here together. So you can see everybody in this area is going to get chain lightning effect. It's got this little generic Pikachu shooting out lightning ball, and they will just keep taking damage. So lightning ball is really good. I like that. You can drop that in a boss battle. Try to lure your boss into it or drop it right on top of them. If they hit you and cancel it, it'll reset after 2 seconds. And then you can try again. So it's really good. It used to be it would not reset after the 2 seconds. You'd have to wait the full cooldown. And it was really a pain, but they fixed that. So lightning ball is really good. This is Magic Shield. So basically you consume mana to create a shield. It gives you defense. And then here is Hellblaze. Let's see if we can roast some pigs. Oh, I need a campfire, so let me go back. Let me see if I can just craft a campfire. Let's see if I can craft a campfire. There we go. We'll just craft one. Alright, so now let's try. You can see this does some pretty good damage. It will just keep consuming mana. You just need something to start it. And this does a lot of damage. You can't move around while you're doing this. This is just like the freezing ray, but instead of shooting fire. So this is another one you might want to try out. It's pretty good. I like it. Time lock. So let's see if we can get this to work. And it didn't. So let's try again. You'll see the effect when it does it. And nope, missed it again. This one, I have trouble with it. I've rarely been able to get it to be successful. There you go. So you can see what it does. It kind of locks them in place for a few seconds. I've never really been able to get this on bosses, and of course that aggravated him. So now I'm going to get hit several times. All right, dude. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to aggravate you. Okay. So the next one is Summon Meteor. This only works in the overworld. I really wish this worked in dungeons. Dungeons are pretty big. I don't know why they didn't do this in dungeons, but you'll see why they probably chose not to. So here's a group of enemies, and I'm going to do this. And you can just see how massive that area effect that was. I mean, I just wiped out this whole area of enemies using Summon Meteor. Great spell. I've heard that it's probably the most powerful spell in the game, but since it's only can happen when you're not in a dungeon, most people don't talk about it and most people don't use it. I like using it if I'm just trying to, if you're just trying to get some XP boost and you just want to run around and just wipe out multiple enemies at a time. It's probably a good way to get some XP boost, especially on higher level islands. So something to consider there. Like I said, it does massive amounts of damage, especially when you buff it all the way and you kill multiple enemies. So it's really good for that. All right, so let's move down. Frost Mine. This is another good spell that I like. Unlimited Fate Blades. Basically, you're just going to generate some swords. Mantra, I'll just talk about that. It just decreases your maximum life and increases your mana. It's an okay spell. Miasma is a good spell. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Blessing of Mana, I've already got that. This is another passive. So basically, when I'm outside of battle, I'll start regenerating mana faster. So that's a good one if you're working on a magic build to have too. So that's one you might want to consider. It's up in tier 4, so it'll take you a little bit to get to there. Execution, this one's a really good one. I love Execution. It's not really practical, but it's still a funny one. And then of course High Resurrection is just like Resurrection, just works a little bit better. So let's do Frost Mine, and actually let me buff that Frost Mine up so you can really see. Let me level this all the way up. When you have this leveled up all the way, Frost Mine is pretty amazing. If you've seen some of my other videos, you've probably seen this in action. And you see I just torched everybody. Very similar to Meteor, just a huge area of effect in a straight line. It can have the chance to freeze enemies, so really good high level spell. Really like it. Definitely worth your time. So this is the Unlimited Blades. So it kind of throws the blades, and then you can actually pick up the Nameless Sword and you can use the sword. And it does eventually wear out. Let's see how much damage I can do. Yeah, that does some pretty good damage, but it's all related to your attack at that point, not your magic attack. So it's interesting. The magic sword will eventually break, and you notice the other ones despawn pretty quickly. So not necessarily the best. So this is Miasma. This is basically poison, so you can go and poison an enemy. You cast it next to them, and if they have a lot of hit points, they'll keep taking poison damage. So this isn't too bad to use against bosses to wear them down. You can get up to them, poison them. That way they're taking poison damage, and then switch to something else. All right, so this one, let's read the description on execution. A powerful attack that can kill an enemy with low life with one blow. Less effective against boss enemies. This one is just really awesome. It doesn't work good against boss enemies, but you'll see why it's just kind of crazy. I wish you could kind of span out to really see this better. But I will cast this. And boom. It's like a huge thing that drops out of the sky. I believe this is the attack that Dark Anubis uses occasionally on you. And he can pretty much one-hit you with it. But yeah, it's called Execution. Really cool spell. I don't know if it's really practical, especially since you can't use it against bosses. But, you know, something to consider. Alright, well, that's all the skills in the magic tree. There's definitely some really cool spells here. I think they did a really good job. There's a couple more they haven't fleshed out. The Chaotic Development, Gravity Field, Explosion. So there's a couple more that could come in future releases if they get to them. But really, there's a really good you know, swath of spells, skills to, you know, do whatever kind of attack you want, you know, cause massive amounts of damage. You know, if you look at my magic build video, you can see how much damage I can cause with just a freezing ray, and that's, you know, that's a tier 2 spell, so you can unlock that really early, and it just requires the buckets of water. So something to consider. You know, if you want to go for a magic build, honestly, I didn't think, I usually don't like magic builds in games, but after I start messing with the magic build, I really like it, and I use it a lot. Most of the times I'll do kind of a combo attack magic build, but now I'm really focused on my magic build, and I like maximizing my magic build because of just how much damage it does. So let me know in the comments. I know this video is a little bit longer, so I hope you stuck around for it, but let me know what you think. Let me know what spells you particularly like to use in the magic skill tree. And if you want to see something else, if there's something else about this build that you want to see, you got questions, just drop us a comment. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. And as always, if you enjoy what we're doing here on the channel, please consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. And as always, thanks for watching.